Ethan Parker had shared an apartment with his roommate, Ava Collins, for nearly a year in downtown Seattle. They had started as complete strangers, brought together by an online housing listing. Over time, late-night conversations, shared dinners, and everyday routines turned them into close friends who understood each other better than almost anyone else. Their apartment was always filled with laughter. They argued about which movies to watch, challenged each other during weekend board games, and competed over who brewed better coffee. Friends often teased them, insisting they acted more like a couple than roommates. Ethan and Ava always laughed those comments away without giving them much thought. One rainy Saturday morning, Ethan finished cleaning the kitchen while Ava prepared for an early yoga class. Unfortunately, heavy rain forced the class to cancel halfway through her commute, sending her back home completely soaked. She laughed as water dripped from her jacket, leaving tiny puddles across the apartment floor. Ava hurried into the bathroom for a hot shower, while Ethan placed her wet clothes near the dryer. A few minutes later, he remembered that all the clean towels were still inside the laundry basket waiting to be folded. Before he could grab one, Ava called out, asking whether anything dry was nearby. Without thinking much about it, Ethan handed her his clean bathrobe hanging behind the bedroom door. "It's the warmest thing I have," he joked through the bathroom door. Ava thanked him with a cheerful laugh, promising to return it once her clothes finished drying completely after the unexpected soaking. About 20 minutes later, the bathroom door slowly opened. Ava stepped into the living room wearing Ethan's oversized navy blue robe, her damp hair wrapped loosely in a towel. She smiled comfortably, looking more relaxed than she had all week after escaping the cold rain outside and enjoying the hot shower. Ethan looked up from his book and laughed. "That robe actually fits you better than it fits me," he teased. Ava twirled playfully before sitting across from him with a warm mug of tea. The relaxed atmosphere reminded them how naturally comfortable they had become around one another over the past year. For several quiet moments, neither of them spoke. Rain tapped gently against the windows, while soft music played in the background. Finally, Ava looked directly at Ethan with an honest smile and softly said, "Let's stop pretending." Ethan blinked, unsure exactly what she meant by those unexpected words. Seeing his confused expression, Ava laughed gently before continuing. "We've been pretending we're only roommates when everyone else can already see we're best friends who genuinely care about each other." Her words carried warmth rather than pressure, inviting honesty instead of demanding immediate answers or dramatic decisions from either of them. Ethan leaned back thoughtfully before smiling. "You're probably right," he admitted. "I've spent months convincing myself these feelings would only complicate our friendship." Saying those words aloud felt strangely freeing. Instead of awkwardness, both of them experienced relief, as though an invisible wall had quietly disappeared between them. They spent the rest of the afternoon talking honestly about everything they had avoided discussing before. They admitted noticing little acts of kindness, remembering favorite snacks, celebrating each other's successes, and worrying whenever one returned home late. None of those moments had seemed unusual until they viewed them together. Instead of rushing into anything, they agreed their friendship mattered too much to risk through impulsive decisions. They promised to continue communicating openly while allowing their relationship to develop naturally. Both wanted whatever came next to be built on trust, patience, and mutual respect rather than excitement alone. The following weeks felt surprisingly normal. They still cooked dinner together, argued over playlists during road trips, and laughed about burned pancakes on Sunday mornings. The only difference was honesty. Neither felt the need to hide smiles, thoughtful gestures, or appreciation for the other's constant support and encouragement. One evening, their closest friends invited them to a neighborhood barbecue. Someone jokingly asked whether they had finally admitted they looked like a couple. Ethan glanced toward Ava, who simply smiled before answering, "We're no longer pretending we don't mean a lot to each other." Everyone applauded while laughing warmly together. Months later, they moved into a brighter apartment overlooking a quiet city park. Their routines remained wonderfully familiar, filled with coffee mornings, evening walks, shared responsibilities, and countless conversations. Looking back, Ethan often smiled remembering how an ordinary rainy day, one borrowed robe, and one honest sentence changed the direction of both their lives forever.